Hello. So, for all of you wonderful humans out there, if you could give me a little heads up and just let me know if you can see me and if you can hear me. As always, I have my giant mug of tea in my very classy Sports Direct cup, which, if you are from the UK, then you know is not very classy at all, but whatever, is how we do, right? So if you are here right now, please give me a thumbs up. Let me know in the chat if you can hear me and if you can see me. And also, for those of you that are here now, give me a shout and let me know where you are in the world. Where are you right now? And where are you hailing from at this moment in time? Sarah is in North Georgia. Adelaide, hello, lovely. How are you? In New Orleans, I'm so jelly. You know I am. That's like my bucket list destination. Like literally, it's like my top. It's like my top of the top, my number one. So Aquarius, London calling. Hey, 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 hey. Um, Columbus, Ohio. I've heard it's really awesome there. That's the potato state, isn't it? I think. Um, Adelaide, don't tempt me because I'm telling you, you'll never get rid of me. All right, you wonderful humans. So keep letting me know in the chat where you are at this moment in time, what's going on with you. Lovely to have you. Thank you so much for spending a part of your Saturday with me if you are here right now. Jan from France. Hello, lovely. How are you? Good, I hope. Yeah, just keep letting me know where you are. Please, if you are watching this, don't forget to share it with your friends. I'm going to be talking about some interesting stuff moving forward. And hopefully this will be something that you guys enjoy. It's been what feels like forever, right, for me to do a live stream. So Jessica says, I'm excited to finally catch you live. Abstract Creativity, I love that name, by the way. Gloucestershire, UK in the hizzy. Perth, Western Australia, lovely to have you. I am threatening to come down under this year. If all goes according to plan, it would be awesome. So there's that. Actually visiting Blighty this week. It's my boy's birthday. Love that. So enjoy being on home soil, as they say. All right, so in a moment, I'm going to get started. But yeah, so for those of you that don't know, I am Raphael from Reydiant Reality. This is my channel. I am an astrologer, tarot reader, numerologist, and energy worker. I offer weekly videos, monthly videos, and obviously things like this. There'll be more of this year's special transit videos. And if you've been with me long enough, you will remember that every month I used to do a live stream. So every third Sunday of the month, we would get together with my community. It would be a lot of fun, and I would just pull like one card readings for people. I am toying about with bringing those back, but at the moment teaching tarot is taking up a lot of my time, as are all of the new and exciting things that I'm bringing you guys this year, of which one of goes live tomorrow. So I've got my first ever clearing cohort tomorrow. I'm very, very excited about that. I've worked really hard on it, and the cohort themselves are pretty awesome. I've got a really nice bunch, so good stuff. Okay, so enough waffle. Also, I forgot to mention, for those of you that would like to know, my tarot course is open for enrollment until the 31st of January, and then it will close. So if you would like to get your space on my tarot course, now really is the time to do it. I will pop the link in there for you so that you can check that out. It is in the chat, so if you want to sign up to my course, you can do that right now. So Eustace says, oh my God, this is the first time I'm catching you live. Lovely to have you, man. Where are you? Where are you in the world, Eustace? It's good to have you. So, as you've probably seen from the thumbnail and, you know, getting you all whipped up and talking you into a frenzy and all of that good stuff, the reason for this video is, as of today, so technically Uranus is now stood still in the sky, right? So when a planet changes directions, effectively what happens is the planet slows right down, right? And then it will change direction, and then it will speed up, and it will gather speed once more to go whatever direction at full force. Now, as most of us in the astrology community know, and also from a physics perspective, nothing, you know, the planets can't travel backwards, but from our viewpoint here on Earth, it does look like a planet goes retrograde, right? So it steps backward. Now, as of today, Uranus is stationing to go direct, which means it stood still in the sky. It means its power is that much more heightened, that much more powerful at this moment in time. So if you're noticing tech glitches, if you're noticing little weird things that are showing up, or if you're having really powerful flash insights at this moment in time, it would not be a surprise. If you're getting some really powerful gut feelings, because remember, Uranus is currently in Taurus. Taurus rules the body. So if you're having moments right now of like flash, you could say inspiration, but flash intuition, especially on a bodily level, it wouldn't be a surprise at this moment in time. We're just off the back of a full moon as well, which was, it was an interesting one, right? That full moon in Leo was a bit of a doozy, baby. It's like, it was interesting to say the least. So with that said, as of today, that is now all planets in the sky, all of our major planets, Mercury right through to Pluto, direct in the sky. This is for the next 65 days, right? Because Mercury is going to go retrograde on the 1st of April, which means between now and then, from today, right the way through till, let's say, the 31st of March, to be safe, we have a rare window where every single planet in the sky that we are aware of and that we use prominently in astrology, I'm not talking about asteroids or anything like that, I'm just talking about the planets, Mercury right the way through to Pluto, are now all in direct motion. What this means for us on the ground is you have a rare 65-day window to absolutely put your foot to the pedal and get your, because I'm doing a live stream, and if you've been with me long enough, you know that Rafi has a potty mouth. So I have to learn to do some filtering, darling, because I am on a live stream, right? So with that said, this is a rare window, right? It's a rare window where every single planet, every single energy that is having an effect on our lives, on our bodies, on our minds, on our thoughts, on our emotions, and our energies is now direct in the sky. So we have this window now to absolutely maximize our output. Now, if you've been with me long enough, you will have already seen the Universal Numerology 8-year that I put out last year, just before the year, just before the new year. Excuse me. We're still a little bit snotty, and so if you've been with me long enough, you also know that I had been sick for a very long time, and at this point, we do wonder if I may have caught the thing, because I lost my taste buds for 3.5 weeks. In December, I couldn't taste anything. Many of you saw me, I was really ill at that point. At this point, I'm a lot better. Still got the sniffle, and I still get a little bit more tired than I would like, but other than that, I'm good. But now we have a rare 65-day window. I'm going to keep saying this throughout this live stream, because it's a really important moment, right? If you had a slower start to the year, if maybe some of the big plans that you had haven't quite got off the ground, or haven't had the big start or the big new year impact that you wanted to have, that's okay. This is your moment, right? This is your moment to absolutely maximize it. This is your moment now. You start from today, right? Now, if you have watched the Universal 8-year that I talked about, I said, this is your go time, right? This is a big year for all of us. There are many things available to us, and it's really important that you use this energy effectively, right? So not only are we in an 8-year now, but on top of that, we've got all planetary energy backing us up. This is like a tidal wave of energy pushing you forward, right? So whatever it is that you want to get done as of today, and even if it's just like a small token thing to say, right, this next 65 days, this is what I'm going to dedicate myself to, right? And the reason this is so important is currently in the sky, we now have, let me just make sure that this is correct and I'm not chatting bleep. I have to really work hard to, if you've been with me long enough, you know I have a real potty mouth, so I have to, and obviously because it's a live stream and it's YouTube, I have to really check myself. But yes, I just wanted to make sure. So at the moment, we currently have Mercury, Venus, and Mars all in the sign of Capricorn. Now that is wonderful because it's about building solid structures with the hope of something. It's not the promise now, right? It's all Capricorn energy, which means you have to put the work in now, but you put the work in now and you get the results and you get the goodies later on. What's even more important about this at the moment is Mars is currently in the sign of Capricorn. If you know anything about astrology, maybe you know enough to be dangerous, Mars is exalted in Capricorn. And what this means is Mars is an energy of action, passion, energy, fire, irritation, war, challenge, conflict. It's sharp things, hot things, fiery things, chili peppers. You know, if you've ever known anybody that's got strong Aries in their chart, they either eat their food like charcoal sort of burn, or really, really spicy, or they'll say to you, I need it hot. Make sure my food is hot. And you're like, oh gosh, okay, yes, we get it. Now, all jokes aside, Mars being that much energy and passion when it's in the sign of Capricorn, which is all about the rules, the regulations, the structure, doing things the right way, the correct way, and also the ethical way. You know, I mean, Pluto definitely revealed what was wrong in all of but that's for a whole other conversation, Henny. Right now, what's important about this is Mars is really doing good work. Wherever this is in your chart, you have access to your Martian energy in a way that is more controlled, in a way that is more powerful, and in a way that is more direct. Plus, you've got all of this direct motion energy. Your the planet Mercury, which rules our thoughts, our mind, our processing, is in the sign of Capricorn. Slow, steady, methodical, building the plans. Venus, who, let's face it, the good time gal. In the sign of Capricorn, Venus, I see Venus in Capricorn. She's like the horn-rimmed glasses, pencil skirt. She's got the tight fitting shirt on. She's got a noteboard in her, her hand. Like, this is a Venus that's got her proverbial ish together, right? Like, this is a Venus who will whip this office into shape, mama. Okay, she's not having any of it. So the fact that we've got such a pile up of personal planet energy in the sign of Capricorn means that we have access to this energy now. Yes, we are in Aquarius season, which is obviously an important point. And yes, this is going to speak to everybody's chart differently. But every planet being in the sky at the moment that we adhere to, that we utilize, that we honor, that we work with, are now direct, which means that this tidal wave of energy is at your back. If there are things you want to do, things that you want to start, things that you want to initiate, things that you want or need to use, things that you want to instill in yourself, patterns, habits, beliefs, ideas that you want to work with, or even your own, because Venus is your talents. Right? Yes, Mercury is your skills, the things that you do with your hands, the things that you do with your locomotive energy. That's Mercury, absolutely. Mars would be the energy that powered all of that, but Venus is your talents. Venus is the things that you do that make you, Venus is the things that you do that make you shine. And all of this being in Capricorn means that we can use it in a way that is slow, steady, and methodical. This is your window. You've got 65 days to put your foot on the pedal, to put that pedal to the metal and get your, you know what, fuck it. get your shit together and make it happen. I'm sure the YouTube overlords are going to be out there right now like, oh crap, there we go. You know what? If you are part of the Reydiant Nation, that's what I call all of the wonderful humans that are a part of Reydiant Reality. We are the Reydiant Nation. If you are a part of the Reydiant Nation, you know Rafi's got a potty mouth, and you know that I get really, really passionate about seeing people win. It's one of the reasons that I do what I do. I love to see people, you know, going back to just prior to this year starting, I am the guy who, if you say, I've got this New Year's resolution, I will back you to within an inch of your life, even when you don't want me to. I will push you to succeed and to make that happen. It's just a part of what I love to do and who I am. Now, that being said, as we say, right, there is... so everybody's in the comments like, woo! He did it, he did it. I can't help myself sometimes. But yeah, this is your moment, right? This is your 65-day window. Get it done, right? Make it happen by hook or by crook, any which way that you can. And when I say so, and let me preface this, when I say by any means necessary, what I mean is drawing on the deepest well of reserve that you have within your mind, within your heart, within your emotions, within your soul. This isn't about, you know, being unethical or whatever the case might be. This is by any means necessary, meaning whatever your talents are and skills are, whatever your personal power is, even if you think, you know what, I've only got like half a tank left, but you know what, I'm going to draw from that. No problem. Baby, you make that half a tank sing like like Whitney, right? Wherever she is, God rest her. Now, that being said, for each of the 12 signs, this is going to hit all of us differently in our charts. We've all got an ascendant or a rising sign, as it's also known. We've all got a sun sign or a star sign, as it's known. And we've all got a moon sign, which is where the moon was at the time of your birth. These three make up your chart. Obviously, your chart is made of all 12 signs, but these are the big three. These are the ones that really have an impact. Now, obviously, I don't know all of your charts. A few of you that are here right now, I've read for. So, you know, I will have an insight for some of you on a bit more of a personal level. But what I want to do here is pull some cards. I've got 3 decks with me. I'm going to pull some cards for each of the 12 signs to see how you can really navigate this 65-day window. So the first card I'm going to pull is the overall overarching energy, right? This is what your sign really needs to know in order to maximize or what the theme is likely to be. The second card that I'm going to pull will be so the first deck is just a deck of separated majors. This is just the major arcana from one of my decks. A wonderful deck by Ciro Marchetti. That's going to be for the overall energy. And then I've got a full deck, which is the Rider-Waite-Smith deck. And that's going to be for the caution, right? What's potentially going to get in the way of your progress, right, for this next 65 days. And then the third deck, the Human Design Oracle deck from the wonderful Denise Matthew, who's been on my channel many times. Many of you know her. She's awesome at what she does. And that's going to be your message, right? Like just a little heads up from the universe as to, you know, the direction that you need to go, what you need to, it's kind of an added bonus, if you like, right? So you're going to get 3 cards for each one of the signs. Before we start, as always, if you've been with me long enough, you know that this is the case. I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity, and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise, and they help you on your path, or should I say all of us on our paths, to our highest vibrational good. All right, so we're going to start with, obviously, Aries, because Aries is the first sign of the zodiac. So, for Aries, your overall energy for this next 65-day window of direct motion and energy is the Fool card. All right. Yeah. Okay. Love this. So, Aries, over the course of this next 65 days, what do you want to do? This is a chance to really start over. It's a chance to start fresh. And your ruling planet, Mars, is in its best sign, doing its best work, right? So this is phenomenal. If you're an Aries, this is a time to do something new. It's a time to launch yourself out into the world on a new endeavor, and also to really dig deep into what you want to do with your life. And more importantly, when we get the Fool card, this is like the cosmic reset. It's like the universe saying to you, do something different, change something, switch it up. You're embarking on a brand new journey at this moment in time. And by doing so, you really are going to allow yourself to let your life unfold in a way that's going to matter to you. All right. So what do you need to know? What do you need to watch out for or to sidestep? And you have the Lovers card. Right. So aside from love, relationships and partnerships, the Lovers card represents choice. And so the message behind this is, in terms of what caution you need to take as an Aries over this next 65 days, don't add too much to the plate. Keep, you know, the KISS method, keep it simple, sweetheart. That's really how you want to look at this. Over this next 65 days, head off in new directions, do new things, don't add too much to the plate. Don't give yourself too many options is effectively the message here. And it's not to say that you can't have options. It's just to say that if you have too many of them, you're likely to drop the ball in some way. All right. So for your message from the Human Design Oracle deck, you have, all right, let's do that. The Gate 10 and Empower. So Aries, your message from the Human Design Oracle deck is really to stand true and firm in all that you are, in your own power, because that is how you are going to empower others. And it's also about you seeing yourself as you see you, not through the guise of other people. All right. This is really about sort of just looking at yourself in that way and saying, okay, who do I believe myself to be, or changing or turning into or transforming into, and living authentically in that space, giving yourself permission just to be. Taurus, your overall energy for this next 65 days is the moon. All right. So the message with this card, aside from, the past and all the rest of it, this is about your instincts. And so the message here from Tarot really is that over this next 65 days, you must trust your instincts, right? Whatever it is that shows up for you, whatever it is that really whatever is revealed to you, trust your instincts. This is about really, trusting yourself. The other thing with this card as well, this next 65 days for you, Taurus, is about really learning to discern what your intuition is saying to you, right? This is a time where you've got to get really honest, open and real with yourself about your intuition, right? And the way that we do that is by trusting it. Your caution energy is the King of Swords, right? So when it comes to any and all legal or professional matters over the course of this next, oh, no, we don't want ads just yet. Okay, so, yes, for Taurus, over this next 65 days, the King of Swords is basically saying, when it comes to legal matters and proceedings, when it comes to your professional life and sphere, you want to make sure you're doing everything above board and by the book, right? The other thing with the King of Swords, remember, this is very much it's an energy of the mind. And so it might be really important for you to check in with yourself over this next 65 days as to where effectively the problems or the challenges are coming from inside as opposed from outside. All right. Sometimes the mind can trick us. So be careful with that. Your Human Design Oracle deck card is the Gate 64 and Confusion. And the message behind this card is, we get confused when we stop trusting ourselves and our intuition, right? That's why, if you can see on the card, you see how she's got the thing above her in where the third eye is. That represents your intuition, right? It represents your ability or your power to see. And the way that we get confused is by not trusting it, and therefore not trusting ourselves. Gemini, for you guys, you have the Judgment card, right? So this next 65 days, for those of you that are Geminis, Gemini ascendants, Gemini moons, etc., this is a period of massive change. There is a big call to action. This is where you guys really have to get into it and make something happen. The other thing that this shows up as well, for a select few of you, this could be about a reconnection with someone or something from your past. But another way that this could also show up for you is a really powerful push to start delving more into your spirituality. Your caution for the next 65 days, for this next forward period, is the 5 of Pentacles. Now, on a physical level, watch out for slips, trips, knocks, bumps, bruises, and falls, right? But on a more sort of internal level, as a Gemini, you're so used to just figuring it out on the fly. Don't forget to ask for help. That is probably the biggest caution that you can have at this time, right? Don't be afraid to ask for help. Don't be afraid to outsource. Don't be afraid to, get another or a second opinion in some regard. For your message, you have the Gate 25 and Innocence. So the message behind this card for me is, when you have your first impulse. So I'm going to tell you a story here. When I was taking my driving lessons, because I had 3 instructors. The first 2 were awful horror stories, but the last one, he was absolutely brilliant. And he always used to say to me, right, so what comes next? And if I went to make a move and then I stopped, he would say to me, what was your first instinct? And he said to me, your first instinct is always right. This is baby Raph, like all of 17 learning to drive, thinking I was, the hot stuff, right? That's what this card says to me. Your message from the Human Design Oracle deck is this, right? Over this next 65-day window where all planets are direct and behind you, pushing you forward, when you are making your moves, don't be afraid to ask for help. That was the 5 of Pentacles. But whatever your first instinct to do, or the first person to reach for is, that is the right decision. For the Cancers among you, your overall energy is the Hermit card, right? So this next 65 days, it really is a process of coming back to yourself, remembering who you are, taking time to really reconnect with yourself at a soul level, but also to really clear the way and the path for your intuition to start speaking to you once more. Now, this is important because, as many of you know, yes, I'm slightly biased, but Cancer really is the most psychic of the signs. But if you've been with me long enough, you'll have heard me say, when the Hermit shows up, the High Priestess, your intuition has a message for you. This next 65 days is really about you clearing out the clutter that is in the way of that. Your caution is the Sun. There is no caution. As long as you are taking time out to really clear the debris from your intuition, as long as you are honoring yourself and you are really listening to your intuition, the Sun card basically says, this isn't the next 65 days is going to be perfect for you. Would that, right? Like, that's not life. But what this says is, any challenge that arises will be overcome quickly. Any blessing that shows up will stay longer or will be that much brighter. There is really no caution. The only thing that you're really being advised to do here is to live authentically from the heart and allow your inner child's wisdom to speak. And your Human Design Oracle message is the Gate 53 and Opening. And the message behind this card is that opportunities are going to find you over the next 65 days, over this next period where all planets are direct. The energy is really pushing you towards brand new opportunities. And it really is up to you to walk that path, or to open the door, or to step through the doors that open up for you. For the, I just want to mention as well, enrollment for my tarot course is still open until the 31st of January. So if you want to get a spot on that, The link for that is in the chat, so you can get your space. It would be wonderful to have you. You can spend 12 weeks with me. You get a whole load of bunch of bonus goodies as well. We're talking videos, PDFs, there's Q&As. It's 2 to 3 hours a week as well on top of that with me. And then obviously I will be taking you through the whole journey and the process. Now, Leo, for the next 65 days, your overall energy is the star card. Do you feel this, Leo? Do you feel your personal energy? Do you feel your destiny and your future opening up for you? That's what the star card suggests. It also suggests that you are having a really big moment where you're getting to see what your future looks like, what your future looks like in terms of your bigger plans, your higher aspirations, goals, and dreams. But remember, with the star card, you're just getting a glimpse, you're getting a little taster of what's to come. And if you are ready, willing, and able to put that hard work in right now, if you're ready to invest in yourself for this next 65 days, your results will be nothing short of miraculous. But you have to put this work in and you have to get started now. The other thing with the star card as an overarching energy, it suggests that the hard and the challenging times that you've been through, it's not that you're never going to have another challenging time over the next 65 days. That would be wonderful, right? But what it suggests is that they are easily overcome and that the hardest part of everything that you've had to deal with is behind you. Your caution, what do you need to watch out for? So you've got the death card, right? So the caution with this card is there are things, connections, situations, places, jobs, relationships, ideas, all the rest of it that are coming to an end. There are things in your life that need to perish. There are things in your life that need to come to their natural close, their natural ending. And in order for you to really move forward over this next 65 days, when you feel that an avenue is closed to you, that a friendship is coming to an end, that a relationship is coming to an end, that a job is closing off, whatever the case might be, let it go with grace. Don't fight it. Let it go. And once you do, watch how life propels you forward. Your human design message is the gate 16 and enthusiasm. Just look, she's cute as a button. I love this card because it really, and especially for Leo, because Leo is enthusiastic. It is an energy that is very much about what's the word, like, yeah, Leo is, it is an enthusiastic sign. It's creative and fun, and this card is actually about really falling back in love with life and having that zest and that humor just to kind of let it unfold, meeting everything through or with the guise of a child, right? Because they don't question it. It's just like, okay, this is what it is, and they make the best of what they have. That's what this next 65 days is trying to show you, Leo. Virgo, you have the Empress. Beautiful. I love this, right? So this is a fruitful time for you. It's a time for you to really sow seeds for your future. And it's also a time for you to start thinking about changing, adapting, or enhancing your environment. So this could be where you live, it could be your desk, it could be your office, it could be your home, but it could also be you, your body, your face, your hair, all of your stuff, right? This is really effectively a time for you to upgrade your entire self, right? Love it. Your caution is the Judgment card. So the message behind this is there are likely to be things and people that fly in from the past, and there are likely to be old avenues that make themselves available to you once more. This is not the way for you to go. Very often the Judgment card will tell you about a reunion of sorts, but it's usually only so that you can assimilate the lesson that you were meant to learn but didn't from this person, place, thing, interaction, blah, 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 blah. So whatever it is that you know, Virgo, over this next 65 days, whatever or whoever comes into your world, right? It's not for reconnection. This isn't, we're getting back together. This is, what was the lesson here? And now it's time to move forward. Your human design oracle deck message is the gate 55 and abundance. And the message behind this card, yes, it's about abundance. Yes, it's about money. And you had the Empress as well. So, like, get in. But the message behind this card is truly that the way to that abundance is really believing, not knowing, not understanding, but really in your heart of hearts believing that the universe has your back. That's the key to unlocking that door. Libra, you have the Wheel of Fortune. I know the Librans among you are going to be so happy to see this card. Luck, success. This is a time of advancement for you. Absolutely. It's a time where I think a lot of you are going to be able to really breathe easy and kind of see that, you know what? Yes, things are moving ahead. Even with the challenges that there have been, things are moving ahead. And what I love most about the Wheel of Fortune is it tends to always have us in the right place at the right time. For your caution, you have the 8 of Wands, right? So the message behind this card is, for a lot of you, don't let somebody try to teach you what you already know. All right, that's the message behind this. The other thing that you really do need to caution here as well, this is not a time to take somebody's word for it. I know you like to be diplomatic. I know you like to, you know, to give people the benefit of the doubt and all the rest of it. This is not a time for that. This is a time where unless you've seen it or you know it with your own eyes, you don't take someone's word for it, right? You need to see it first and then you will kind of adjust after that. Your message from the Human Design Oracle deck is the Gate 28 and Possible. And what I love most about this card is it shows you that things are absolutely possible. But more importantly, for the Librans among you, the message is that thing that you really believe is not possible actually is. And over this next 65 days, a way for that to happen is going to reveal itself. And when it does, you have to be ready to move on it. You have to be ready to show up and to deliver, right? Your side of it. Hello, man. My soul brother is in the audience right now, and I always feel a wash of peace in his presence. He truly is a wonderful human being. I honor you, my friend and my brother. It's really good to have you, and I hope you guys are having fun and you're enjoying this. We are just at Leo. We are just at Libra. I'm just about to start Scorpio. So, Scorpio, you have the Strength card. So, for the next 65 days, this is all about your physical health and vitality in your body, but it is also about you making a big leap of some sort that takes you out of your comfort zone. This card and the Fool card, when you really study the Fool and Strength, you start to realize they are a very similar energy. And the Strength card really is basically saying, as a Scorpio, this next 65 days, whatever you feel in your heart of hearts that really is worth fighting for, that really is pushing yourself out of your comfort zone for, which is a rare thing for a Scorpio, this is the message to say, go for it. This is the message to say, do it, right? Put all of you into it. For your caution, you've got the Queen of Wands, right? So what this means is, because this is a court card, it's the first court card that, well, no, it's not. It's the second court card that we've had so far. This one in particular, though, the Queen of Wands is about boundaries. And so over the course of this next 65 days, for those of you that are Scorpio, that have strong Scorpio energy, your boundaries have to be solid. They have to be firm, right? Scorpio is very good at, you know, holding their own, you know, fighting when they need to. You know, a lot of people don't even start fights with Scorpios because they're like, I don't want to go there. But this isn't about that. This is about having solid boundaries around things, and maybe even solid boundaries with and for yourself. And your Human Design Oracle deck is the Gate 17 and Opinions. And the message behind this card is, even if somebody's opinion sort of flies in the face of your own, remember that it's just that. It's just an opinion. It doesn't make it a truth. It might be, you know, for any number of reasons. And the other thing that you need to be more than aware of over this next 65 days is, If you are choosing to change your whole path or whatever the case might be based on somebody else's opinion, it wasn't something that you truly wanted enough, right? Now, I know a lot of people out there are going to be like, I can't believe you just said that. And they're going to try to come for me in the chat or the comments. I said what I said, right? I'm telling you, if you allow some small thing that's somebody else's opinion to knock you off of what you're chasing, that you feel is right for you or for your life, if it's that fragile to be knocked off course for somebody else's opinion, you didn't want it enough, right? I said what I said. Okay. That being said, the Scorpios out there, we've got a good relationship. I don't know what's going on with these screens recently, but my screens have been doing all of these really weird, sort of awesome, but weird stuff recently. But you see how I got so excited about that. But yeah, anyway, my Scorpios know I love them and I can talk to them with that level of grit because we understand each other. The fixed signs, Taurus, Scorpio, Aquarius, Leo, we tend to be able to kind of be a bit harsh with each other because, you know, we understand each other. All right, now, anyway, quick note again. Sorry, I know. It's the last time I will mention it, I promise. But if you haven't got your seat on my tarot course, you can do so now. It's a 12-week course. So once every week, you get a live session with me. On top of that, you're going to get 3 bonus question and answer rounds. On top of that, you get 5 bonus videos, more PDFs than you can shake a stick at. And I love it. I love teaching this course. It's something that I really do love. Enrollment closes on the 31st of January. If you would like to study with me and get one of those shiny certificates and everything, you can do so on the link in the chat right now. Okay, so Sagittarius, for the next 65 days, you have the Lovers card. So your overall energy here really is about love, relationship, partnership. If you are single, this is about really putting yourself out there. This is about really being open to the prospect of love and being really honest with yourself about what that actually looks like. For those of you that are partnered, married, or in long-term commitments already, the Lovers card really is about you sort of making your relationship more of a priority. Where is it that maybe you've slacked in the relationship? This is the time to breathe new life into it. Maybe it's a time to breathe new spice into it. Yeah, I said it. All right, so your caution is the Tower card. Now, this does suggest that over this next 65 days, there is likely to be at least one event that is very much outside of your control, right? That's the Tower. There's no getting around this card whenever it shows up. And so over this next 65 days, you just keep doing you, right? You just keep showing up, just keep doing what you're doing. Stay malleable. You are a mutable sign. You're a mutable fire sign. So you can think faster on your feet. You're quick. You're able to adapt and to move quickly and do all of that. And the message behind this card is be adaptable, because there's likely to be at least one thing. And I do feel like actually for a lot of you, it's only going to be one thing, but it would be one thing big enough for you to kind of say, okay, you know, I need to deal with this. Just know, as long as you stay on your feet, as long as you stay malleable, you will be able to manage this. All right. And actually, the thing that I love about the Tower card is once the Tower has fallen, at the time you're like, oh my God, like, why? You know, how can the universe do this to me? And, you know, what did I ever do wrong? And we've all been there. We've all been there, right? I wish I could say I hadn't, but we've all been there. But in hindsight, once the Tower has fallen and the dust settles and the clears and the rubble settles and all the rest of it, we look back on those moments and we tend to say, actually, that made me better. It advanced me in some way. Your Human Design Oracle deck message is the Gate 21 and Control. The message behind this card is not to have or to seek or to want more control. The message behind this card is to relinquish control, to let your... what's the word that I'm looking for? To let your You know when they say let go and let God? This is that, right? This is a message to just kind of let it unfold how it's going to. The owl represents wisdom every single time. And what this means is you have everything that you need to manage whatever this might be. And as long as you leave it open and just say, okay, I'm not in control here, but I am in control of myself and I've got the skills to navigate anything, you will be fine. Capricorn, you have the Emperor, which kind of makes sense, right? Now, the fact that you've got this means that over this next 65 days, you are really in a space where you get to command your life, your space, and your experience, excuse me, that much more, right? You are really effectively this next 65 days where all planets are direct, pushing you forward. This is where you get to really command your life. This is stepping into that role of ruler, of emperor. This is about you being the steady hand on the tiller. This is about you being the driving force or factor to make stuff happen. This is you really being in your element and in your personal power. So I love this because it means that effectively Capricorn is where they like to be, in charge. If you've been with me long enough, you know my Cappies as well. We have a good relationship. I got 2 Capricorn sisters. One of my late granddads was a Capricorn. I dated 3 of you guys. I know Capricorns. I know all about you. Your caution is the 10 of Wands, right? So the message behind this card is twofold. The first one, not everybody over this next 65 days, as you're advancing and you're doing your Emperor thing, you might find that what's the word that I'm looking for? You might find that not everybody is ready for the things that you're about to say or do. The other part of this is, and it's rare to have to say this to a Capricorn, but I'm going to say it, it's really important that you that staying power that you are known for, it looks like this next 65 days there's going to be something that you opt out of or that you choose to give up on. I don't think that's a wise decision. And this might be, you might be listening to this now and thinking, but Raf, it's rare for us to walk away from things, and it absolutely is. But if the 10 of Wands is showing up for you as the caution, this might be that one time you say to yourself, you know what, I'm going to chuck this now because it's not happening as fast as I want, or whatever the case might be. No, this is that one time that is really going to make a difference. And it might be hard to hear that because you're so used to, well, I always show up, right? So why can't I, this one time that I choose now to chuck something to the curb? It's the 10 of Wands, baby. Don't do it, right? This is the time to lean into those skills and gifts that you're known for. Your Human Design Oracle deck message is the Gate 57 and intuition. And the message behind this card is, yes, to trust your intuition, and also to really think about when you're in, because the thing about Capricorn is a lot of you actually have very good intuition, but you dismiss it as common sense. A lot of Capricorn people will be like, well, that's just the common, that just makes sense. And it's like, no, that's your intuition speaking up. It might be logical, right? Maybe it tallies up with what is the smart thing to do, but that's your intuition talking to you, right? Trust it. And if there are things that come up for you, or avenues or directions that you feel to take where maybe it doesn't make sense to everybody else, and even you are kind of like, this feels like what I'm meant to be doing, but it doesn't make any sense, and I wouldn't usually do this, and don't get all in here about it. Just listen to whatever your gut or your intuition, your psychic awareness ability, whatever you want to call it, is telling you. All right. Aquarius, my sun sign brothers and sisters, you guys know I love you. We have, of course we do. We've got the High Priestess, right? So the High Priestess is your intuitive faculty, but it is also this is where your intuition is really speaking very loudly in ways that you will understand. And so this next 65 days, you are going to have a piece of the path, and this is the challenge with Aquarius people, we usually live so far in the future, we usually have most of the information way before many other people. And again, you know, we'll dismiss it as this, that, and the other. I mean, not me, because obviously line of work, right? But we're so used to having the whole picture way in advance of everybody else that when we have to have those moments where we've got to trust and it's just revealed to you piece by piece, bit by bit, it can get really frustrating. That's what's about to happen for you over this next 65 days, Aquarius. And so you need to really just be on it and allow it to unfold. The other thing about this card, the High Priestess is hidden things revealed. So over this next 65 days, you are going to see there are things that are revealed to you. There are things that are shared with you that you didn't know, that you weren't aware of, that were maybe happening behind closed doors, behind your back. It's all about to come to light. Don't worry about that. You just continue on your path. Let everything and everyone else worry about them damn selves. Okay? Okay. For, for your caution, you've got the Hanged Man. So it's a really interesting card, right? Because this is reassessment, reevaluation. It's very often a message to consider something a lesson in detachment and just kind of sit still. And the message behind this is find your patience, right? This is not a time. It's a 65-day window where all planets are direct. You follow that, right? You use that direct motion, but you allow it to unfold, right? You don't just kind of throw it sort of in every and all directions. And this is a part of the challenge with Aquarius energy, because Aquarius energy, I don't know if any of you have seen that film, Everything Everywhere All at Once. That's Aquarius, right? It's one of the reasons that we seem so jacked into everything, because we're effectively mainlining universal energy. Right? Like, I know that sounds really, really crazy, but yeah, like that's effectively it. So basically, with this Hanged Man card, let it unfold. Allow the flow to take you where you want or you need to be, right? The other thing with the Hanged Man, this card is submitting to the current. Remember what I said to you about the High Priestess? Like, this is a piece of everything unfolding itself to us piece by piece, which Aquarius energy does not like. We're so used to living in the future, to having all of the chess pieces and the moves on the chessboard already figured out. So to suddenly be in a space where it's just being revealed to you piece by piece, bit by bit, can be a little bit disconcerting for Aquarius people. Surrender to the flow. Let that happen. You keep doing you keep working hard, you keep on your path, you keep on your grind, and let it unfold. All right, just let it happen. That's all you have to do. It's really, really hard. I'm sitting here as an Aquarius sun, Jack. I feel you. I'm sitting here as an Aquarius sun, and as I say, and I'm not saying this from a like, oh, look at me, I'm so psychic that I know everything. It's not that at all. Aquarius energy is the energy of the future. It's the energy of forethought. It sees pretty much all of the moves already before they unfold. And so, because we have that universal plug into everything, we're very rarely surprised by anything, because it's like, yeah, well, I kind of saw that coming. So to suddenly be in a process over this next 65 days where we're just getting little snippets of it, where we're used to having the whole picture straight up, it's going to be a little bit bumpy for Aquarius people, because this is taking it all on faith, right? The Hanged Man. Detach from your feels, get out of the stress, and let the universe take you where you are meant to be. And there are two situations right now that I can literally hear in my head, like, really, Raph? Yeah, you're going to be able to just sit back and let that happen, yeah? And I'm like, no, how do I cope with that? Well, the Human Design Oracle deck message is the Gate 15 and humanity. Really, by letting your people, your tribe, be your guide, right? So love this. This is a love gate as well, the love of humanity, as Denise calls it. And what this means is the people in your life, the people that you are surrounded by, take your lead from them, right? The world around you, people around you are going to show you. They're going to really, what's the word that I'm looking for? They're really going to, the world and its people are going to lead by example. For once, Aquarius, this is about you being a follower as opposed to a leader. All right. And I think this is going to be a very good and potentially a very humbling experience for us that we actually need. So I'm here for it. Right. Why not? Why not? And as I say, there's two things in my life at the moment that I'm quite hyper focused and fixated on at the minute, and I'm like, yeah, I know I'm gonna have to. Oh, it's gonna be really hard. I know I'm gonna have to just kind of let that kind of wash over. And then last, finally, but never ever least, my dear Pisces, you have the Magician. This next 65 days, this next two months plus. You see Nivak out here, brother. I see you, Cav. This is my spiritual brother is in the chat right now and he's calling me out. He knows exactly what I'm talking about. As I say, as an Aquarius, there's a part of me that's like, wait, I have to what? I have to just write it out and not have the full picture? What are you talking about? I don't understand this. Pisces, you have the Magician. This next 65 days for you is very, very much about you not only owning your power, but understanding your power, understanding your ability to shape your life, your world, your experience as you want. This next 65 days, Pisces, you need to be on it mentally because you're going to manifest as you speak, you're going to manifest as you think. And so over this next 65 days, where all of the planetary energy is pushing you forward, what you're getting, what the feedback from life or the world is giving you is showing you what your thoughts and your energy are actually that you are emitting, right? So if you're seeing things or you're having experiences, and this isn't about like things that are completely out of your control, what I'm saying is life is going to give you feedback as to how you are using your power. If you're having an experience that you don't want, check your intention. What are you doing, right? What are you putting out there? And you might think, well, I'm only doing good things for people, Raf. Okay, but where is your energy? Where is your intention? Right? If it's constantly beating you up in the background of it, like, oh, you're not good enough, you're not the world is going to mirror that to you. You are super powerful. You've got the Magician card for this next 65-day period. You need to use this, right? And be intentional about it. Good self-talk, good self-practices, good self-focused and self-directed energies, right? Be intentional about what you're doing. Your caution is the Knight of Cups. So what you need to watch out for over this next 65 days, Pisces, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, you need to really watch out for the knight in shining armor, that turns out to be like a douchebag in tinfoil. You need to watch out for people offering you or trying to sell you things that they're never going to be able to deliver. I can have you, I can make you a millionaire in 6 months and all of that kind of stuff. Anything that promises way too good, anything that sounds too good to be true, anything that has too much of the glitz or the glamour, this next 65 days, watch out for, right? Because this is one of those energies where you could buy something hook, line, and sinker, and before you know it, you sucked out with the tide, right? Watch out for that. Your human design oracle message is the gate 48 and depth. Are you ready, Pisces, to discover your hidden depths? Are you ready to uncover the gifts that you know in your heart of hearts? You've always known that you have them. Are you ready to start discovering and using them? This is your moment. I don't know if you can see this, but you see there in the center of her chest, that's a rune. It's a rune called Dagaz, and it actually represents the dawning of a new day. Right, so those latent talents, abilities, powers, and skills that you have, that you've always known that you have, but have never really dared to explore, or whatever the case might be, this is your moment. This stuff is going to start to really, right? And you got to be ready. You got to be ready to do the work. So that is all 12 signs. You have a 65-day window starting today. All planets in the sky are direct, which means everything is all of our own damn faults. There's no retrograde energy now, right? There's nothing holding you back. The only thing that is in your way, the only thing that is stopping you from achieving now is you. There's no planetary energy to blame this on, right? Excuse me. This is a time where you have to really show up for yourself. And because it's such a rare window, every single planet from Mercury right through to Pluto is direct. The energy, the wind is at your back. The road is rising up to meet your feet. You know, like there's wind in your sails. There's power in your being. It's time for you to use that. It's time for you to put it to best effect. Go back, watch this for your sun, your moon, or your ascendant sign. Watch it for all three and really ask yourself, what are the cautions here? What potentially gets in my way, so that you know when this shows up, you can say, okay, you know what? This is something that is potentially pulling me off course, right? That's what the caution card was about. It's showing you what potentially pulls you off course, because now you've got a front track. You've got a straight track. This is A to Z energy for the next 65 days. Be aware, be prepared, lean in, do the work, right? Watch the rest of this video as well, because the stuff that I talked about with Mars, Venus, and Mercury all being in the sign of Capricorn at the moment, and Mars being in the sign of its exaltation, that's important context. If you haven't seen the universal 8-year video that I put out, because this is a universal 8-year in numerology, excuse me, this is a pretty big deal, right? So use this window. And I know there's always someone out there that's like, well, you know, I can't. Da, 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 da. If you can't, you can't. Fine. But make an effort to really use this next 65 days as best as you possibly can. If you can only show up an hour a day because that's all your health will allow, that's all your wallet will allow, that's all your family time or your work or your job or whatever it is, I'm not saying don't live. And I'm not saying that you have to just focus and, you know, everything has to spin all at once. There's the Aquarius. What I am saying is it's easier now for this next 65 days to do everything and anything that you want to do. This is a period where, if it's possible, if you are healthy and you have access, utilize every skill, every penny, every thought. Be intentional about everything, because this is a rare window. Use it as such. All right. With that said, you guys, my Radiant Nation, sorry about the sniffles. As I said, you know, I've been sick for a long time. It kind of comes and goes in waves, and, you know, I lost my taste buds and all sorts. I ain't letting that stop me. This live stream needed to happen. Do you think I was going to be about here to let my snotty nose stop me from coming to deliver these messages? Do you? No, right? We've got stuff that needs to be done. And I wanted to make sure that I gave you something to really help empower you to step forward. Jan Wallace, thank you so much for that, lovely. I really appreciate it. There you go. This, for all of you, my wonderful Radiant Nation and my community, I love you all so dearly. Use this time, stay focused, get at me in the comments. I want to hear how this shows up for you, and come back to this video. Come back to this and let me know, like, how is this 65 days going for you? What is happening for you, right? What is, you know, I want to hear about all of it. When the cautions show up, when you see something, you think, shit, Raf talked to, Sorry, YouTube. And you see this and you think like, whoa, actually, you know what? That was the thing that I needed to watch out for. Come back here and comment on it. And the reason I say that is so that we can support each other for saying, right, this is trying to pull you off course. Let's keep going. We got that time. Let's do it. All right. With that said, take care. I love you all so, so much. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Get out there and kick the bleep, bleep, bleep out of this next 65 days. Take care, and I will see you soon. Oh, Jack, thank you so much, buddy. One of these for you as well. All right.